I've been really loving how my flower forest village is coming together so far. However, if we fly to the back of the castle, in classic Minecrafter fashion, I just didn't do the back whatsoever on this build. So today I want to build a cozy copper village for all of our villagers to live peacefully with the new copper golems that Minecraft added to the game. But before we can add any of our cutesy houses, we have a lot of terraforming to do. So for this, I moved the beacon to a more central location inside the gazebo and collected tons of dirt and terraformed this whole mountainside, which took a few hours until I was finally happy with it. And now that we have all of the land terraformed where our village is gonna go, we can actually start getting some outlines of where we are going to have our houses, our streets. I also have never tried adding some retaining walls along some edges, and I think that at different points along here, this could look really good with our little area here. And it looks like I forgot to light up some areas under here, but that'll be a future red problem. If I go out into freecam right where I'm standing, this would make a really good retaining wall spot that then can lead down into the docks area. So what we need to do is go collect a bunch of resources for our retaining walls and get building. The first resource we're going to collect is a bunch of tuff, so I'm down underneath the flower forest base to collect up a bunch of tuff. However, yeah, there's already mobs around, so we're gonna have to deal with that. If I take off my night vision mod, then I can actually see how spooky these caves are. Look at all the diamonds. Oh, hello. Okay, let's just quickly light this up. Ooh, we got a tough patch over here. We've got another tough patch over here, and we'll just add some torches down here. And of course, we gotta get rid of some of the mobs around here so they don't come attacking us. Wow, this is a huge cave system. Holy moly. Oh, we got some creepers. Okay. Wow, this is a gigantic cave. I cannot get over saying this. This is huge. We're gonna get all the tuff in the world. Some might say it won't be very tough to collect all this tuff, but it will be tough to avoid all these mobs if I don't get this lit up really quickly. Ooh, dodge and weave. And now we're gonna get to collecting all the tuff. Now, while I'm collecting resources to build our little dockside of village over here, it is Halloween as I'm recording, and that means we have some jack-o'-lantern friends that we can stick in boats. So we're gonna try to collect one of the jack-o'-lantern mobs of each and one of just the regular carved pumpkin types. So we'll put them in a boat. Of course, we can't let them burn in the sun, even if the jack-o'-lantern keeps them safe. I'd rather not risk it, but we have one of the zombie jack-o'-lantern friends, so that's great. Okay, and we've got the skeleton. Go in the boat, avoid the creeper. Okay, we got the skeleton in the boat. That's perfect. And here's a regular zombie one. All right, in the boat you guys go. Woo-hoo-hoo. Ooh. Okay, eat the foods. Yay, we got 2 in there. Okay, now these are all just regular carved pumpkin skeletons. None of them actually have, oh my gosh, speaking of, right there. Well, now that we've got all these Halloween mobs behind me, we actually need to, make the houses where they're gonna live. So it is time for us to start building out our little village way. And I think it's going to be so fun, so cute. So let's get started. Then we took a pit stop to heal up our tools and decided to set aside some jack-o'-lantern skellies while we were at it. All right, I'm gonna try to take this little jack-o'-lantern guy and do the exact same thing that we did with this one over here, except now, ow, this one seems to be, so hold on, hold on, let me just, no, let me get out of here, let me move. Thank you very much. Okay. We'll also grab some deep slates so we can create a little platform for them to sit on. And I'm gonna make a divider so he can't see me, because otherwise this will be annoying. Now we'll just have him chase us. Hello, yes. Walk this way. Yes. Yay, we got him in there. Excuse me. Hold. Okay, there we go. Another one of our jack-o'-lantern skellies watching us from the windows. I think this looks so cool, especially when I have my night vision off. It looks even cooler to have them kind of just glowing in the windows. I love that. And then we can just put this back to normal and keep slicing to get our XP. All right, we've got all of our tools fixed up. Unfortunately, our little stick eater is way too expensive no matter how I rearrange to actually fix this up. So we just gotta let this run out. But with fixed up tools, we can keep working on the village. So I came back over to work on the village, you know, like I said. And I look at one of my little jack-o'-lantern guys. And there's a creeper in it, and I think this would be a perfect time to test out getting a music disc. So let's see how this works. It is also officially post-Halloween, so I cannot go and find any more of the Halloween mobs with the jack-o'-lantern heads, but I'm honestly really happy with the amount that I did collect. Let's just see if we can get the... No, is it just gonna phase through? Oh, it's just phasing through. No, I wanted it to just like get rid of the creeper for me so I wouldn't have to. Look at that little face. All right, different angle. Nope, different angle doesn't matter. Okay, let's just take out the creeper. Perfect. And now we can get back to work, working on our houses. Now for some of these houses, I want the color combination to be a bunch of the birch. We are going to keep it unstripped with the calcite and the stripped pale oak. So we'll just work on filling in the wall like such. We then left our village project to go searching for a mangrove swamp. Of course, we had to pick up any firefly bushes that we happened to see. We also grabbed some jungle wood and saplings. Once we made it to the mangrove swamp, we collected up a bunch of wood and propagules. We also stopped by the bamboo jungle for some bamboo. As soon as we made it back home, I noticed our villager was looking a little bit of a sickly green color, so we would have to cure them again. Now, I want to use some jungle wood for some of our walls, but I want to use a combination of the jungle planks with the stripped logs, so let's do this build over here in this style. And then because there's such a difference between the planks and the stripped logs, if I add the signs over top of it, it kind of blends in that pinkish hue from the planks in more so with the stripped version of the jungle. And it kind of just adds some texture and a little bit of a different exterior look to it. And I think I like it. I think it looks cool. And we'll just repeat this for all of the other sides. All right, now as I've been building up these little houses, I kind of realized that even though I really like all of these color palettes that we have, if I go out into freecam mode, you can kind of see what we have so far. But I was realizing that even though I really like the color palettes that we have, it doesn't really fit the flower forest theme. And when I say flower forest theme, I'm referring to the roof that I have on our starter house and kind of the color scheme that we have the castle and even part of the moss farm. So as you can see, I've already grabbed some additional pink terracotta, and I think we are going to grab some of the oak wood. We'll use some of the copper and cherry, and we won't be able to use all of the terracottas and yellow blocks with some of the roof palettes that we have, but we will definitely get some copper and some cherry wood. So we'll take down these jungle logs and we'll replace it with pink terracotta. We then stopped by our mesa to collect up some more terracotta to turn into pink terracotta, and we finally got the resources needed to cure our zombie villager before we were back to upgrading our houses and adding in some new floors. All right, our little floral dockside village is coming along so good. I love all the houses, and I do like how they're all themed. And I definitely think this was a much better color scheme to fit the flower forest island and our little village. If I go out into freecam, this is what it looks like, and I think this is such a cool little village that matches so well with our little floral castle. But one thing that I do want to do is on the inside of some of these houses, I have these trapdoors with honeycomb right now, but on a live stream, I was actually able to make a froglight farm on the nether roof. So we're gonna pop into the nether to get some froglights. All right, here we are at the froglight farm, and we can just grab any of these little froglights from the chest. But if I look on my map, this is what our froglight farm looks like on the map, and I think it's so cute. So my thought is every village that I make a farm on the nether roof, that farm is going to match the theme. So any farms that I need for my flower forest village, we're going to make them be all floral and cute, and I just think this is so fun. It's one of the ones where you just have the iron golems there, and then all of the magma cubes just spawn in. But for now, we're just going to take a bunch of the yellow ones. We'll take a few of the green ones as well, but I mostly want the yellow to match the honeycomb. And now we can leave the grumpy enderman at the farm and head back into the overworld. All right, the doors are in place. They're waxed so they'll retain their pretty orange copper look to them. Now, some of you may have noticed when I was in freecam that we have all these pretty houses, but there is still an outline. And that is because this guy keeps sniping me every time I'm over in the area by this house. So I kind of just save this one for last because frankly, getting shot at continuously is not very fun. So I kind of just left that up for a future red problem, but that future red problem has now become the present red problem. So let's go deal with that quickly. And once we had the skeleton's house built, we started working on creating the paths between all of the buildings that we would be walking on, and then we started planting tons of flowers and adding some beehives around the village as well. And we got a bunch of flowers and bees now added around this area, and I think this is looking so cool so far. The next thing that I want to do is start adding a bunch of custom trees and some decorations around here. And once we get more of the decorations done, I will start moving the mobs into their houses, but I kind of have been procrastinating that, if I'm being honest, because I'm not excited to get shot a bunch. The other thing I need to do is the interiors of the houses and adding in some glass so that when we do add in our jack-o'-lantern mobs, they're not actually gonna just walk out the door and escape. So the next thing we're gonna work on is just upgrading our paths to make them look a little bit cuter. Okay, I love the copper lanterns and chains. That is so fun. Oh, I'm obsessed. Then we spent the next bit of time decorating all of the houses. All right, we've got a little bit of decoration in this one here, and I think I want to try to move this skeleton in there, but yeah, this is not going to be fun. So what I'm thinking that I'll do is I'll lead the boat over here, and then my hope is that I can get the skeleton to walk on the rails, and I can pick him up with the minecart. So we're kind of gonna just see how this works, and then I'm going to block this off with glass so that we're able to see inside and peer at him, but he can't escape and get out, but we will be able to see him kind of walking around. Hi, yes, don't mind me. Just hanging out in your house. Yep. Okay. Ow. Yay, okay. They are in. Look at that. Yay, we finally got one. Oh my gosh. Look at me. Yeah, okay. They definitely got me just a few times, but they're finally in there, so at least that's good. Now to just do that a few more times with our other little friends. and unfortunately 2 of them despawned because I forgot to name tag them or give them an item, which was a bummer, but what do you do? Now, before I move some of the skeletons over, just because I know I'm gonna become a royal pin cushion, I'm kind of thinking that I want to take a break, switch things up from focusing on the little village houses, and I want to start working on the actual docks that are going to be running alongside the outer edge here. So what we're gonna do is grab a bunch of spruce wood and start making our docks. Now, another thing that I want is to have a bunch of chests just kind of scattered about that are the copper ones, because I want to have our little copper golems out and about, kind of just walking the docks to give the docks some more life. And I want all of these little guys to kind of just come over to the chests. I know that they come with chests, but at the same time, it just gives them some extra, you know, chest space to look around. Now, let's see. I think I can just do a copper block. We do a pumpkin. Look at you! Hello! Oh, so cute! Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get the rest of them. Look at them! See, and just like imagine these guys just all around. Oh my gosh. Okay. If I get rid of some of these chests so that they start going to the ones that I gave them, and then let's go bring some more of these copper golems down this way. Look at them! Oh my gosh, look at them working the docks! They're so cute! Look at them! Okay, let me go into freecam. Oh wow, look at them go! Stop. They're like my little dockside workers. Oh my gosh, look at them all! Opening the chests! Oh my word! Oh my gosh. Look at them! They're so adorable! Oh my gosh! And I want some of them to stay this orange color. So can I just like walk up to them? Can I just whack some of you guys? I guess I can. Wow, look at that. That's so fun. Okay, let's move some of these out from the middle. I think that's good. Oh my gosh, this is actually like so legit cool. Now that we got some of these guys scattered about, I do also want to have some of the chests kind of up on the sides here so that they kind of will walk around a little bit. I don't want them to wander too far, but I do want them to be able to kind of explore up the pathways a little bit like they are right here. I need to stay focused. We need to keep doing the building of the docks, so let's make a bunch more of our fence gates and finish bordering this place in. Oh no. Oh, where are you going? Oh, did I leave this open? Oh no. Oh my gosh, wait, I can click on them and take stuff from their hands? Excuse me, hang on, give me that. Stop. That's so cool. Wait, give me that. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you can literally just like take things from their hands by clicking on them. That is so funny. I can just like take things from them. Oh, you know, we're just gonna let these guys have some fun. They like organizing, we'll just let them be, and everything else will be a future bred problem about this. Okay, they can open doors. I knew it. This guy just opened and shut the door. I mean, at least they got manners, but like, oh my word. Okay, okay. Okay, it's fine. Just, it's fine. The next morning, we continued adding our fencing and lighting to the different retaining wall layers to help keep it spawn-proof. We next turned our attention to collecting leaves and logs to create some custom trees around the village. This was actually my first time trying to add custom trees to my build, surprisingly, but I have to say, I think they add so much to the area, and I'll definitely be playing around with adding more of them to my builds in the future. With the larger custom trees built, I then added some smaller potted shrubs along our paths to add even more greenery to the area. Now, what I thought could be really cool is I also need to get a sapling there, but I haven't really messed around with a lot of the resin that is in the game, and I think it could be kind of cool if we use some of the resin and kind of like attached it to our little leafy little potted plants here, because then it would kind of look like it's got some like berries or oranges or something growing on it. So I think what we're gonna do is we are going to scroll out also real quick. Look how cool this looks. Oh, this is literally like the coolest village I've ever made. But if we scroll over, we're gonna go to the Pale Oak village location, and we are going to go and wait until nighttime, you know, say hello to some creakings, grab some resin, and then we'll add it onto our little plants scattered about. But real quick, guys, look how pretty this is. It's so floral. It's got all the bees. This is for removing some of the skeletons later on, but this is just so pretty. Like walking in between all of these houses and the trees, I'm a huge fan of this. But for now, let's go get us some pale oak. All right, here's the pale oak forest, and it is nighttime. All right, let's set spawn just to be sure. Wait, hang on. I don't want to sleep. I just want to set spawn, and I'm gonna have my wings on my hotbar for me, and we'll have our bow for other mobs. We do have arrows, so we're good there. Okay, let's go find ourselves a creaking. Oh! Oh my gosh. Hi. Okay, give me all the resin. Not you, though. You don't give me resin. Yes. Can I just, like, boop you? Ah! You wanna come over this way? Ooh. Ooh, that is so creepy! Ah! Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Arlo looked at me like, could you not do that? My dog is like, you're ridiculous, just so you know. And I'm aware of this. After punching the creaking and yeeting a creeper, we collected up the resin as we continued to punch the creaking, which I did feel a little bit bad about, but I need my decorative resin, okay? I next collected up a bunch of the eye blossom flowers, and then we said goodbye to our creaking friend and flew back home. All right, we've got our resin. Whoa, look at this. Oh my gosh, this looks like a little orange tree. Wait, stop. I love this. Oh, that's so cool. And once I was happy with how the resin looked, I added more to it to the shrubs around the area to give it a nice orange color pop. Oh, that's so cool. And I'm already out. Oh my gosh. Okay, part of me really wants to make a resin farm just so that I can have cute little orange tree orchards. Like, that is adorable. And the other thing that I want to do is add a little bench here. So we'll go like 1, 2, 3. We'll go like so. We'll use oak for the backing of it. We'll use signs for the sides, like so. There we go. And then we got a cute little bench so that we can sit and watch the beautiful dock, see the sunset, all of that. I like it. And I do want to add some of these little eyelet ones just kind of scattered about. I know they're going to be the ones that end up closing and opening depending on whether it's day or night, but I do just like having them in my world. I think these are such cool flowers. And with those final details in place, it's time for an official tour. Coming from the very edge of it, we've got all of our barrels of dye alongside the boat dock area. We've got all sorts of chests. We've got copper chests, regular chests. We've got barrels in here. we've got all the things you'd need to just drop off and pick up cargo, and lots of the lanterns. We've got piles of kelp. I even incorporated some cactus blossoms because I think they're really cute. Of course, we have our tulips native to our flower forest island, and we can just come along here. And of course, we've got our crane to pick up anything that comes along this edge here, and just some more storage and some logs ready for transport. And as you get off your boat, this is the village that you are met with, and you can see the castle in the background with the beacon, and I think this is beautiful. You're able to see that we have some of our little pumpkin jack-o'-lantern zombies in this house. This is just decorated where we could have some villagers move in and live here. If we go up a little bit further, we've got our house with all of our copper golems, and honestly, yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with them a little bit later because this is just pure chaos. Then you'll just walk along here and you can see some of our little orange trees, some houses, all of the flowers for the flower forest village. And then you just walk down this dockway to connect it back up. Coming this way, we've got more houses that we can add villagers into, copper golems, and more of our Halloween mobs. And even just this view right here, I think is beautiful. We have such a cool combination of the copper blocks being used, as well as a heavy focus on the flower forest color palette that I'm using. And then we just come up here towards this area where I'm gonna build a bridge in the coming videos. But that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the process and full transformation of building our little flower forest village. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.